Today we have GoPro trading at $58.70. This is very important, a new 52-week high. But bear in mind, and I'm going to repeat the plan that I announced yesterday. 48 hours ago I announced to the public that I recommended to close 60% of the long position in GoPro, since my personal target on the stock to be $59, announced here on the blog of the company in this case study that you are looking at. And then the stock fell to $52 almost the following day, so a decline of 10%. And yesterday I announced the plan to make $50 million in GoPro. In other words, to make $50 million in GoPro, as I announced already 1 month ago, we need the stock or shares of GoPro to move much higher. We need this stock to go to around $72, and therefore I recommended yesterday you to buy back everything, because I'm convinced that even if we don't see $72, we don't have any risk whatsoever by buying back all the shares and maintaining a long position 100% in GoPro, because the shares, they are not going down to $38, my friends. $38 I announced to be the bottom. It was my downside, and therefore there is no reason, no possibility whatsoever for this stock to go down to $38. So by announcing the plan and by announcing and setting up the trap for everyone else that sold the stock entirely, and by selling the stock, you noticed on my trade alert that the following day Wall Street used it to downgrade GoPro, and that downgrade in GoPro, in my personal view, it was the single best thing that could happen to you. Not only because you don't have any risk whatsoever to maintain 100% of a long position. If you don't want to participate in the plan all the way up to $72, to the $50 million target in profit target in GoPro, it is up to you. You can always close the stock, you can always cash out, and by cashing out, nevertheless, you have a very large profit. So instead, and see this obviously for those that they are able to acquire a very large position in GoPro, but GoPro is not the only strong buy in the market, there are more. Even if you have a small account, as I announced before, you should have a portfolio, in your portfolio GoPro. GoPro, it has to be in your portfolio. It had to be, and it has to be, okay? So it is up to you, it is up to your own decision, and it is your own decision and criteria to decide whether you should maintain a position in GoPro. I promise that you will become a millionaire investor investing in GoPro. That is already a fact. Nevertheless, or regardless of the fact whether GoPro it will trade one day at $72. Okay, so it is already a fact. I already materialized the fact that GoPro, since you are seeing or looking at my previous upside, the 59, I do recommend one, at least that is what I'm going to do, to maintain a long position on the stock. In other words, I don't recommend personally to close entirely the long position at 59, my previous target, because the plan is to make $50 million profit, and by seeing 59 it is not sufficient to make the 50 million. Okay, we need this to go to $72 around it, more or less, since I calculated this for eventually that target in GoPro. So that is what I have to say, and I wish you good luck going forward. I'm going here to edit the chart to make some further comments, and bear in mind that GoPro, it is not the only strong buy in the market. So I'm going to put here the price target $59, and I have strong buy rating and maintain a strong buy rating in GoPro. The trade alert that was given to take 60% profit at $57 an half, and thereafter to buy back the shares at $53 an half, and $53 an half, it was not the bottom yesterday, so the stock fell all the way down to almost 52, even better, because lower it went, better it was. And bear in mind that the stock fell probably more than expected, and that was good because of Wall Street downgrades, and Wall Street, it is wrong, they have been always wrong, and that is precisely what I recommend you to follow the plan. It is the fact that they have been always wrong. You should have 1% of a long position in GoPro, as I'm typing here, since $38, okay? Thank you. So today GoPro traded up to $69. It closed at this price, $68.35. I'm not 100% sure that GoPro is going to trade up to $72. That is the plan that I disclosed to make the $50 million investing in GoPro. So today I announced another trade alert to reduce significantly the size of the long position as soon as the shares they traded at $69, to reduce by 70% the size of it. And the reason is very simple, is that Wall Street, since they have been 1% wrong about GoPro, they are going to start screaming that GoPro, it is overpriced by a significant amount. Bear in mind that just 5 days ago, Wall Street analyst, one of the biggest firms in Wall Street in the United States, they downgraded GoPro because they consider that GoPro, it was already fully priced in, which I said not to be the case, and the shares, they need to go eventually to $72. So at least $69 you got it, and I think that the fact that I recommended 5 days ago to buy back all the shares at that price, the $53 an half, it was the critical after the important announcement once again by Wall Street downgrading the single best stock, in my opinion, on the exchange, the single best IPO that I've been repeating on the blog of the company through my colleagues, that GoPro, as I announced already a couple of months ago in the basic trading course, in the advanced trading course, to be the perfect stock for you to invest, because you are going to be a millionaire by investing in GoPro, following the guidance, and more important than following the guidance, I repeat, to learn how to trade any stock in the market, where I was going to demonstrate live that prices can be predicted, and by using the methodology that I described entirely in the trading course, you could trade any stock in the stock market, because that is the methodology that we have been using for the past 20 years to make consistent profits regardless of stock market conditions. Okay, so again, I repeat, I don't recommend you to close entirely the long position GoPro, because you never had any risk whatsoever. You invested at bear market prices in GoPro. you have been trading the stock with 100% accuracy basically since the very first day, and by setting up the trap in GoPro 5 days ago or 6 days ago, when I announced that trade alert at $57.50 live on a case study also published to the website, that was I repeat, the perfect trap for everyone else, excluding subscribers, to believe that GoPro was then going to sell off from there, while I was recommending to buy back everything to make the most, at least to the $69. And bear in mind that between the $53.50 and today alert at $69, there was no other alert than follow-up comments to maintain 100% of long positions in GoPro. So what I'm going to do here is to click on annotate, and because I'm always concerned with you and not particularly with me, today I issued a trade alert to sell 70% of long positions in GoPro at $69 intraday. The ultimate target, the 72, that we need for the plan to make the $50 million. All right, that's it. And I believe that you fully understood the plan since day one, and we are going to call this GoPro. And as I've been saying for all the case studies that I've been publishing, this is all about the process. If you understood the process, if you understood the game played in GoPro, you are then prepared to make gains or profits in any stock in the market. Bear in mind that also important today, besides the fact that GoPro traded up to $69, it is other case study that we are publishing in Herbalife, a stock that I recommended you to sell short heavily many months ago, and the stock was $80 to 81, SMES trade alert, where then I published also a lesson, video on demand lesson, where even at $70 or 73 you could have doubled the size of your short position in Herbalife, because pretty much like what I announced for Best Buy already in 2013 and for the other company Cons, as well as for Sears Holdings, there was no other possible outcome this stock Herbalife to be a fraud and one of the best selling short opportunities in the US stock market, and precisely the opposite of GoPro. So when you look at, and I'm talking about this because today because not only I never recommended to close the short positions in Herbalife, as today we see we saw the stock closing at a new 52-week low, as you can see here. So I leave you with the quote, the real-time quote after hours in Herbalife, a stock that plunged entirely to a new 52-week low and the new 52-week high in GoPro. Thank you.